evening, Tottenham fans. I'm still buzzing from that amazing performance in the Champions League last night. I hope you lot have watched a lot of highlights, because I know I have. I think I've watched that Van de Ven goal about 10 times now, and it looks better and better every time I watch it. Sometimes it just gives me goosebumps. In today's video, I want to talk about Van de Ven and whether he is world class or not. I want to talk about Xavi's man of the match performance and his numbers in that game. I also want to talk about Spence and your doggy. Who is the best left back? Should we give Dane Scarlett a chance up front in the number 9 role? And is this a turning point in Tottenham's season? All that in today's video. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I'm on the road to 4,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone that's contributed to this channel so far. I'm quite active in the comments, so if you leave a comment below, we can have a debate on all of these things. I need your help in deciding whether Van de Ven is world class or not. So let me get into it. First of all, I want to talk about Chavy Simmons, because Chavy Simmons has got a lot of stick lately, and I think it's undeserved. A player that's come from another country, a player that's joined a new team, got new teammates, new manager, new surroundings. Like, it's a lot to deal with, and it's only a couple of months into the season, and already people are saying it's not good enough. I've even seen Tottenham fans saying he's not good enough. Now, if we wrote every single player off, if they didn't perform in the first few months, we wouldn't have had Gareth Bale, we wouldn't have had Harry Kane, we wouldn't have had Luka Modric, we wouldn't have had Son Heung-min. So we have to learn from our mistakes and stop writing people off too early. Xavi last night showed a lot to me that he is going to be something special. Now let me just look at the numbers as well from Xavi. So these are just a little statistics from last night. 20 passes in the final third. 5 duels contested, 4 chances created, 3 duels won, 3 big chances created, 2 touches in the opposition box, 2 tackles and 1 assist. Now, that is good reading for somebody that's supposed to be not good enough. And I've heard people also say it's only Copenhagen, that's his level. Don't be ridiculous. He's played in the Champions League last season. He played 8 games, scored 2 goals, got 2 assists as well. Now, this 3 big chances created, which basically means put it on a plate for somebody and they should score the goal. But obviously Mawani's header and that Mawani one-on-one that Xavi set up both for, Xavi could have had a hat-trick of assists in that game yesterday. And 3 big chances created in 1 Champions League match is the best so far anybody has done in the Champions League this season. So again, it's not as bad as what people are thinking. He actually, for me, that's definitely his best performance in the Spurs shirt. And I'm hoping he uses this as a platform to move forwards and start doing this in the Premier League. Now, if he does this kind of performance versus Manchester United, then I think all the doubters will start shutting up, which I really hope happens. Now, another debate that was going around on Twitter today, or X, whatever you want to call it, and that was, is Van de Ven world class? Now, my opinion on this is world class can be just branded way too easily for players that don't deserve that accolade. But Van de Ven has all the attributes to be world class, but in my opinion, he has to do it for a full season. He gets injured every single season. He needs to do this kind of performance for a whole season. He needs to, and season in on season out. Remember, world class players do it year on year out. He also has to perform in the World Cup coming up this year. And then we can start thinking, you know what, this guy is world class. A little bit like Romero. He's been doing it on year on year on year. He's won a World Cup as well. He's won a Copa America twice, I think. He's won the Europa League. Van de Ven's won Europa League, by the way, as well. But Romero's done it year on year on year. And he, for me, is world class. Van de Ven is so close. His performance last night was a world-class performance, but to be classed as world-class, he just needs to keep going the way he is. He is absolutely brilliant player. I'm glad Spurs are looking and signing a new contract for him soon, and we need to sign him up for a long-term contract, base our team around Van de Ven and Romero, and move forward from there, and hopefully we can start winning even more trophies. Now, another debate that was going around, so I need your help in these comment section below. Spence or your doggy at left back. Now, this is not a question to say who's the better player. This is who's the better left back. And for me, hands down, is your doggy. Your doggy is absolutely brilliant. He's very injury prone. So again, he needs to work on performances week on, week on, week on. But your doggy makes such a massive difference when he's on that left-hand side, when he's linking up with Odegaard and Chavy and even Mawani at some points of the game. He just looked outstanding. He was brilliant as well yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. Spence is a very, very good player. He is. And let's be honest, if your doggy is not fit, we're not really complaining too much about Spence playing. The only thing we're worried about is going forwards with the ball, because Odegaard don't seem to link up with Spence as well as he does with your doggy, only because he's left-footed. If you put Spence on the right-hand side, then there's an argument there to say who's the best, because Spence is very, very, very good defensively. But that left-hand side definitely is your doggies. And again, with Van der Ven, Romero, your doggy, and a really quality right-back like Porro, all of a sudden, and Vicario, he's been world class. He's been world class for the last 4 games. He's not a world class goalkeeper. He's just been playing world class for the last 4 games. He's only conceded 1 and he's got 3 clean sheets, and most of those clean sheets was because of him. But yeah, with that nucleus of defence, that strong backbone that we have, and with the really strong Paulinho and sometimes Bentancur protecting that back 4, we're all of a sudden a very strong foundation to build on. It really is. But for me, it's definitely your doggy. But let me know in the comments what you think. It's obviously, football's a subjective. You may think it's Jed Spence. Now, should we give Dane Scarlett a chance? Now, for me, Richarlison, everyone knows what I think about Richarlison. Everyone knows this, right? So I'm not going to bash Richarlison today. In fact, yesterday he got in some really good positions and he should have got a hat-trick in the space of 20 minutes. If he was a confident Richarlison, then maybe he would have got a hat-trick yesterday, but he didn't. But when Scarlett came on, he did show a lot of good things. His touch was good. They tried to push him off the ball. He was too strong for them. He's quick. He's pretty skillful. And he won us a penalty as well. Which, by the way, I think Richarlison should have gave the penalty to Scarlett. Do you remember last season when Maddison gave the penalty to Richarlison when Maddison could have took it? And then I thought Richarlison would have returned the favour, like pay it forward and give it to Scarlett, but he didn't. So I thought that was a bit ruthless from Richarlison, and then he missed, which made it much worse. But I think Scarlett should get a chance. With Solanke being injured, Mawani is absolutely class, so Mawani is my first choice. But if you're going to bring on a striker, if Mawani gets tired, I would give Scarlett a try. Give him 20 minutes at the end of another game and see what he does. Every time he seems to come on, he seems to do something. I remember when he came on in Europa League and got an assist. So that was decent with that really strong header that he had. So, yeah, I'd give Scarlett a chance. But going forward, if we want this team to become elite, then we need to have elite forwards. And what Mawani showed yesterday was elite. He was really good. I know his finishing was poor. He doesn't seem as match sharp as we want him to be at the moment. But he was showing a lot of good signs. He got an assist as well, by the way. But he was showing a lot of good signs that he is going to be a class striker for us. Hopefully, that he will start scoring against Manchester United. Now, is this the turning point for Tottenham? That is the question. Now, I think Thomas Frank said it's a step in the right direction. And I think he wanted to play it down a bit because, you know, if he went into a press conference and he said, yeah, this is the turning point, this is where we kick on now, and then we lose to Man U, it's going to look a bit silly. So he was a bit clever with his answer and just said, you know, it's a good step in the right direction. We've still got a lot to work on. And I think that's more truthful, and I think that is exactly right. We haven't proved it in the Premier League yet after we lost to Chelsea. So, but if we put in a decent performance or identical performance against Manchester United and get the win, then all of a sudden things look a lot more positive around Tottenham Hotspur and around the fans, because people say we had an easy fixture, an easy run of games, but I don't see it that way. I really don't think we've had an easy run of fixtures, and the fixtures coming up are going to be absolutely insane. So winning against Man United is so important. But after that performance yesterday, I do really believe that the fans will be a lot more optimistic. The fans are going to be behind the team. And I think the players will feed off that. And I think they're going to start bonding again. Because it looked like there was a bit of a distance between fans and players. But I think they're going to, after yesterday, they could just bond again. And we could start having a good home form. And it needs to start against Manchester United this weekend. If we do beat Manchester United as well and put in another good performance, especially attacking wise, then I do honestly believe that could be the turning point. And we need to have a turning point, even though we are, in the top 6 at the moment, top 5, undefeated in the Champions League. So talking about a turning point is really strange, but I understand what people are saying. We need to be able to watch attacking football like we did last night. Tottenham fans crave attacking football and being entertained. And after last night, we can't revert back to being too pragmatic again at home, playing two defensive midfielders, sitting back and waiting for Man United to attack us. If we do play like that, we need to have some really outstanding counter-attacking football to appease the fans. So we'll see what happens. But for me, it can be a turning point, but we need to prove it in the next game. Just to see, and especially because, again, it's before an international break, and I don't want to begin another hoodoo before an international break. I just want us to win again, and we can go into the international break very, very happy. We can start talking about what Spurs can and can't do. We can probably get some players fit with those two within that 2-week break. I'm hoping Solanke, Takai, Dragushin, Kudos, Bergvall all be back after the international break, which will be absolutely brilliant. We'll be able to rotate a lot better, and things might start looking rosy. Anyway, help me out in the comments today and just let me know about what you think about Jed Spence and your doggy. Do you think Van der Ven's world class? And do you think this is a turning point? Thank you for watching. Come on, you Spurs.